Hey everybody, Gina Mizell here with Danny Moran. It is Tuesday, Oregon State practice in preparation for the Beavers game against Stanford on Friday night at Reser Stadium, and it was an offensive availability day, and the same word that we've heard a lot of this early season is physicality. Obviously, Stanford comes in not just physical on offense, but physical on defense. You talk to Stormbars Woods, and obviously this seems to be the type of game that he would be needed to pound the ball.
Yeah, that was the thing. He was not really readily available against Michigan. He did play only in the second half, and that was kind of what a lot of the storylines that came out of that game were. I think the biggest positive for Oregon State is how good he looked against San Jose State. I mean, he looked as, it was his second best rushing game since he's been here, which has been a while. And when we're asking him kind of what do you think the team as an offense has improved upon, I think the main thing he harped on was experience. Just that guys have now been in a road environment. They've seen what that's like. I mean, the thing to remember too, I mean, that Michigan game was close for a little while. They had a chance to kind of knock on the door, go up by 14. It didn't happen. So I think, from an offensive perspective, they were okay, but obviously in the second half, it kind of fell apart.
Yeah, the big part of that physicality as well, of course, is the offensive line, and I got to talk to TJ Woods for a little bit about a number of different topics, one of them being that Drew Clarkson, the redshirt freshman, got a lot of snaps against San Jose State and is kind of in that guard rotation now. So he said that he's been practicing well, obviously, deserves some time, and also gave major props to Josh Mitchell, the center. He was the offensive MVP against Michigan, and said that he's asking him to do more as a center than anybody he's ever asked before. And obviously Isaac Seumalo's still coming back, and he's doing well as well, even with the limited practice reps. So it's going to be a big test for this group on Friday.
Did you get a sense of how, from any of the guys you talked to, how confident they feel given that Michigan was the last performance and now Stanford coming in?
Yeah, I think that definitely it's something they can learn from, and it'll be kind of round two of this physical matchup. It's like, all right, you didn't pass round one, maybe you passed it for a half, but they kind of have an early shot to sort of redeem themselves a little bit. But another guy maybe looking to redeem himself is a true freshman tight end, Noah Togai. He, of course, screwed up my bold prediction, by the way. Had a touchdown catch go through his hands. Gary Anderson said it was an overthrown ball by Seth Collins, but it did hit him in the hands. What does he feel about his involvement now in the offense moving forward?
He was excited. I mean, I think he was at the point where obviously his name bubbled up in camp as a true freshman who would likely contribute. But he said leading into Weber State, it was very much a possibility he would redshirt, which would have done a lot of different things. Mainly, he would have probably gone to play basketball early. He was basically said he was getting ready to approach Gary Anderson about that, and they basically told him that day before his meeting with Anderson that Ricky Ortiz is moving to defense, and that's really going to open up a spot for you. So he did burn his red shirt. He did have that one drop. His very first play, he goes in, he's wide open down the field, a little bit of a high ball from Seth Collins that hit him in the hands. Overall, I think he felt okay. I think he's just happy to be out there. I mean, he almost went just for basketball when he was committed to Utah, and now he's out on the football field his true freshman year. So he's pretty excited.
Yeah, this offense obviously showed some development against San Jose State, but the tight end position is still one that hasn't really gotten a lot of involvement. Caleb Smith obviously was out with an illness on Saturday, and he's been in a red no-contact jersey for practice this week, so not sure if he's going to be available. So yeah, we might see more of the true freshmen going forward.
Yeah, they're still using a heavy rotation of tight ends. Brent Vanderveen, Kellen Klute, were both out there along with Togai last week, so I think that is something they want to incorporate. The other thing we want to note too, even though it's on the other side of the ball, is Kevin Hogan. It was announced today by David Shaw. He's going to be a game-time decision, it looks like, with his sprained ankle. How do you think that will affect things for the defense, just kind of here and that?
Sure. I mean, I'm curious to ask Gary Anderson about this tomorrow when he's available to us, but obviously if a young quarterback goes out there, that changes things, you would think, naturally for Stanford's offense. I'm sure that coaches and players here will take it as, oh, we're going to prepare like Kevin Hogan is going to play, and I'd imagine that Kevin Hogan's going to do everything in his power to play. But even if he does play, that might limit his mobility. I imagine running on a sprained ankle is not very much fun. So, and he's obviously kind of a sneaky athletic quarterback. Oregon State fans know this really well. He scored on a zone read keeper on the first drive, or very early on in that game last year. So definitely something to monitor as we go throughout the week.
Yeah, if he's limited, that will change things for the defense. And like you said, that's one factor maybe eliminated from the game. Or it'll be a quarterback who has not made a start yet before. So either way, that's, never want to hear about an injury, but it's a good bit of good news maybe for Oregon State and their chances.
Absolutely. Well, again, we will be back here on Wednesday. Gary Anderson is speaking with the media, but until then, keep it on OregonLive.com. Keep reading the Oregonian every day. For Danny Moran, I am Gina Mizell. We will catch you next time.